Hello YouTube, we are on the 1200 Triumph Scrambler XE for a demo ride. It feels quite impressive actually. So what are the first impressions? It's actually, in real life, it's bigger than it looks in the photos. It's quite a big bike, physically standing, you know, it's actually quite, it's a big old bike. Doesn't feel very big to ride, but it is it's quite a big stretched out bike. So we're doing 60 miles an hour here, and it's revving at 3,000 RPM. Let's go down a country lane. It's got plenty of pickup. I'm not gonna give it too much because it's only done 18 miles, so it'd be a bit unfair to start wringing its neck. But it feels pretty much like my Thruxton does actually. It's got loads of torque there. Feels nice. You feel like you're up quite high. The saddle's firm. Brakes feel good. I mean, it doesn't. It's funny. You're sitting on this from a riding point of view. It doesn't feel like you've got a 1200 engine. I'm not saying that from it's underpowered or anything, but it feels like, although it's a big bike, it feels like it's a sort of a, I don't know, you wouldn't have thought it's a 1200. It's weird. It's really nice though. This one's in the green and the white, which I must say, in again in the flesh, it actually looks really good. It's just got the standard exhaust on it at the moment. It's got a nice exhaust note. The only thing I don't like is the clock. I'd prefer it if it had the more sort of the style of the Thruxton and the Bonneville's clock, but having said that, this has got a lot of technology on it, and it isn't a deal breaker by any means. It just, you've got the classic look of the bike, and then you've got high-tech instruments. One thing I'd certainly put on this is a small fly screen just to cover the gap between the clock and the headlamp. It's a really nice bike to ride around these country lanes, and it handles really well. It feels right just going around these. It doesn't feel heavy. Some adventure bikes feel quite heavy. I mean, they're calling this, well, it's a sort of adventure bike, isn't it really, without all the bits on. So figure wise, 90 bhp, 110 pounds torque. I think it's around 205 kg dry. It is nice. Feel like you've got a bit of presence sitting up here. It's quite high. The only downside, you know, if you're a bit shorter, you might struggle with this. They do the XC version, which is a bit lower. Brakes are nice. Steering feels really nice and light. That's in a safe way, not in a dangerous way. Back brake's good. Now I'm not going to start messing around with all the controls to adjust the clock. There's loads of different settings on that. You can connect this up to a GoPro, you can connect it up to your phone. It's got sat nav on it. I think I'll probably have the bars back a little bit more, I don't know. It certainly feels comfortable to ride. They just feel a bit odd. I rode to the dealership on my BMW R90 and it just feels, it's just getting used to it. It's a very different riding position. Loads of power though. Roads are still a little bit greasy. Definitely very nice though, very nice bike. Find somewhere to pull over and we can have a little walk around. So as you can see, Öhlins suspension, tubeless tyres, which is really good. It's a really nice finish as usual with Triumph. Gold upside down forks, Brembo radial brakes. Really is nice quality when you got the folding brakes, brake lever. Really is. It's really built well. But all these bikes are Thruxtons. They are a really nice bike. This is the only thing I don't like. I think that could have been covered up a bit better. Looking at that, you can probably adjust that to have it whatever way, sort of adjust the angle of it. Nice headlamp, halo effect. Comes with a bash plate. We've got little covers on here. Does look really nice. Backlight, it's got that old look, old Lucas look. Yeah, I mean when you look at it from here, it does look, just looks lovely. Got this nice strap. As I say, you've got the clock. Let's have a look. Temperature okay. Here, temperature gauge there. Yeah, so you've got a little temperature gauge there. You've got fuel gauge there. That's good. It's comes with heated grips. Got the nice handlebar guards. I mean, this is only a little bit, it's not really off-roading, is it? But it doesn't feel like a big bike. When you ride that, just on a little bit of bumpy ground, it feels quite safe. It really is a nice bike to ride. Not sure what it'd be like on a motorway for a long journey without a screen on it. They do two screens. They do a small fly screen and a slightly higher one. It's a really nice riding position as well. It certainly feels nice just riding along here, 55, 60 miles an hour. I can't get over. I say it's a big bike. Big enough. It doesn't feel like it when you're on it. It feels like it's quite small. Getting used to the riding position now. It actually feels quite nice. It's going to be weird sitting back on my little BMW because that's quite low. This is quite a lot higher. Lovely paint job on the tank as well. They really got it right with these. So I think it's quite bearable sitting here at 60 mile an hour on an A road. You know, you wouldn't need a screen for that. Suspension's really good on it though. Definitely wants a louder set of pipes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these pipes, but they are a little bit quiet. Switch gear's nice as well. The trouble is, there's a lot of buttons. The only problem is with all this modern stuff, cars and bikes, in a way it's a little bit dangerous when you start having too many gadgets to fiddle around with. You know, you can end up, not that I'd probably do it, but sort of riding along and start fiddling around, going into different settings on the screen. I don't know whether you can do it actually. You might not be able to do it when you're riding along, but if you can, it does distract you from the riding. Oh yes, this is nice. Yeah, this is definitely a country lane bike. It's fantastic. At 70 miles an hour, it's revving at 3,600 RPM. Yeah, it's got loads of torque. Just like the Thruxton and the Bonnevilles, you know, just bags and bags of torque. Take a couple of pictures of it in a rural setting. Yeah, brakes are good. Let's try a little bit of off-roading. There you go. Was that a little bang there? It's definitely a bloody nice bike for these sort of roads. I did just turn that round on that muddy field. It wasn't that muddy, but you do notice the weight then when you turn it round. The front end sort of slipped in the mud a little bit there. That's also because it's quite tall, so when I turned it round, my foot wasn't quite touching the ground. But yeah, that's where you'd notice it. I mean, I would never buy this bike as an off-road bike. It's too big and heavy for that. I mean, yeah, you could go down some nice tracks on it, but yeah, I wouldn't take a chance. Too much money to spend on a bike, you know. And the finish on this is lovely, and you wouldn't want to start, you know, a few outings down a few muddy green lanes, and you'd soon ruin the finish on it. The one added bonus with this bike is though that it's got tubeless tyres, which is just so good, because you know, when you get a puncture, it can spoil your day. I should think in sports mode, once this is run in, it would lift the front wheel without too much effort. So, am I going to buy one? Well, I think it'd be rude not to, really. Colour choice, I think I'll probably go for the blue and black. Although I do quite like this white now. I didn't like it in the photos. I thought it looked more silvery, but it does look nice, this white and green. The only problem is with this, I'll buy the bike and then buy a load of extras to put on it. They've got one in the showroom here with the arrow pipes, loads of bits, crash bars, high level mudguard, lots of bits and pieces like that. And I did ask them if that was for sale. But I think it's a showroom bike, and it's got to stay in the showroom for 3 months. And it would be nice to get this in the next month or two, so that you can get it running before the summer. I think it needs to do 500 miles before the first service, 500 or 600, so probably do that in a weekend without too much effort. I think when I got my Thruxton, I booked it in for a service the following week, so that I went out that weekend and did the 500 miles. We did manage to have torrential rain on the first day though, which is normally what happens when you buy a brand new bike. It certainly does for me. So yeah, to sum it up, I think this is a really nice bike, and if I was in the market for something like this, it would be something I'd be buying, and I am buying. But you know, from a viewer's point of view, yeah, it's definitely worth a demo. I haven't really ridden many other bikes like this. Yeah, it's totally different to a sort of water-cooled GS, but it is a really nice bike. So yeah, get down to your Triumph dealer and have a demonstration. And on that note, I'm nearly back at the dealer, so until next time, I'll see you again.